Liberians, my fellow Liberians, breaking news. Breaking news. Today, the asset recovery team held a press conference. According to them, they have been working. They have been investigating. According to them, they have up to 40 cases on their docket. When they started with those yellow taxis at the initial stage of their job, they only had 20 cases. Just between from that time to now, they have up to 40 cases to indict people of stolen wealth in this country, or stealing from poor and suffering Liberians. But today their press conference was about this lady, Special Aid to George Weah, Finda Bondoo. According to the asset recovery team, they have completed an investigation and indicting Finda Bondoo. We don't know whether she's in the country or she behind George Weah as usual, like handbag. I don't know whether she and Clyde Weah, who is married to George Weah. George Weah is no longer president, but she cannot leave from behind George Weah. Everywhere George Weah goes, she behind George Weah. She cannot even give space to Clyde Weah to accompany her husband. She's everywhere. George Weah moved his foot, she moved her foot. George Weah foot, her foot. George Weah foot, her foot. As a recovery team said, just in the last 6 years, Finda Bondoo alone, imagine, just chief of protocol, she stole over US $6 million, along with Liberian dollar 800 million. This lady alone, as you all are aware or may not be in aware, she went on building estates and renting them for profit. She built estate in Broadville. She built estates on Pinsville Highway. She got estates all over. When they were in power, Martin Colley used to flag most of her estates when she was building them. Martin Colley did videos and tips, and posts are still on Martin Colley page. This is to the extent how the people looted this country. Imagine just the chief of protocol. How much more about the man himself? If Finda Bondoo, just someone would have carried briefcase or handbag for George Weah, was able to steal this amount of money from poor and suffering country like Liberia, one person 6 million US, plus additional 800 million Liberian dollar. Finda Bondoo alone stole it. They flagged 2 companies in her name. Anita Group of Company, and the other one they call Anita, some kind of Anita Company. Both companies in her daughter's name. And millions of US dollars and Liberian dollar were disbursed and sent to those 2 companies in the name of doing some job for the government. But when the asset recovery went to investigate, they have been doing the investigation, zero documentation, zero job done by this Anita Group of Company and Anita Company that are in the name of Finda Bondoo and her daughter. They have done no job for the government. But like I said, we have said it here over and over and again. This is how these people were able to squander 3.2 billion US They went outside, borrowed money, put the country in debt. And that money did not benefit the country. It ended up in their individual pockets. It ended up in George Weah's personal account. People surrounding him, his cronies, his friends, girlfriends. The money ended in their account. Imagine if these people were to stay in power for 12 years. They would have sold this country. They would have sold this country. And you wait and see. Without her going to court to clear her name, sedition will make politics all of day. They will come on social media or go to all the radio stations. They will be sent by Akara Graydon, Isaac Doe. As having wished them will be on social media. It's witch hunt. Despite all the evidence, the asset recovery team is saying they have in their possession and waiting to go to court. They have displayed the property. This money were used to build. In their press conference today, they display all the property. The over 45 yellow taxes that the Indian government gave to Liberia, and Finda Bondoo alone took everything and was making profit out of them, are all part of this scandal or looting of state resources. Fellow Liberians, this is to the extent how the people siphon, the gun looted this country. And we want to appreciate the asset recovery team and to ask them to double up their efforts. These people have the Liberian people money. The raw cash is in our country. It is hiding underneath. The money is so much that some of them cannot take it outside because they will be flagged. They will be arrested. They will be charged for money laundering. The money will be seized from them. They have this money right in the country, buried underneath, buried in their houses. We just need to look for it. The raw cash, Liberian people money. The reason why that country is difficult today, the reason why this new government is all over outside looking for funds to make life a little easier for the Liberian people, is because the previous government, these people, Finda Bondoo, George Weah, Natana Magere, they stole almost everything from this country and damaged institutions. That these people want to come back to power. That these state looters, these national thieves, these kleptocrats, these sanctioned criminals are now portraying themselves to be unjust. Every day they are bar-muffing a new government that is not even 2 years old yet. Because they want to redirect the conversation about state looting the state. Imagine an illiterate lady like this. This woman, she was just selling kobo. Before coming to prominence, before coming closer to George Weah, Finda Bondoo used to sell in Lapabido. In Liberia, you know what it's called, Lapabido. She used to not even a recognized or decent kobo shop. She used to sell kobo, put it on her, go and sit down in some little corner and put a wrapper to make it as a dough. That's what they call Lapabido in Liberia. And sell kobo. That they 1 year and all stole 6 million US from us in this country. And we should allow it to go free. Not only 6 million, 800 million Liberian dollar. If you have to do the conversion, you know how much US is that? Think about it. How much George Weah himself stole from this country. How much Natana Magere, Samuel Tuo, Yuju Nangbe then stole from this country. The big man Akara Graydon every day. They want to change the focus from them. That's why the propaganda everywhere they passing. These people need to be arrested. They shouldn't be passing around here. These people should be answering in court, proving themselves clear.
Fellow Liberians, this is End Corruption Year. This is Finda Bondoo daughter. This is the lady that goes by the name Anita. The lady that has the two companies that under the George Weah government, Samuel 12, finance minister, signed on to $6 million plus additional 800 million Liberian dollar that went to this little girl. You see the life this little girl was living in America and around Europe. This is the amount of money just Finda Bondoo, as chief of protocol, as an aide to George Weah, was able to steal from a poor and backward suffering Liberians. As a recovery, has indicted Finda Bondoo on an alleged $6 million plus additional 800 million Liberians in currency. Imagine that, Liberians. This is just somebody that carried George Weah back around. This is just somebody that when George Weah, when he was president, needed a cup of tea, Finda Bondoo is there to mix a cup of tea and get to George Weah to drink. She was able to steal $6 million in the course of 6 years. And then additional 800 million Liberian dollar. We don't even know how much that is in US dollar. 800 million Liberian dollar. We don't know how much that is equivalent to when it comes to the US currency. Imagine now, Liberians. Think for yourself. If an aide, a big woman, an escort to George Weah was able to loot this amount of money from the country, how much more about the George Weah man himself? How much more about the Samuel 12 that signed on this check given to Anita B group of company owned by Finda Bondoo daughter? Imagine Nathaniel McGay as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. How much he got for himself? Eugene Nangbe, Bill Traore, you name it, all these guys that were close to George Weah. Now you can believe us now. When we come up here to level these allegations against these people, how much was stolen from this country in the last 6 years? And just now us saying it, the GAC that was established by law, and we pay the workers so much money to do this work, they are telling us how much was stolen from this country in the last 6 years. According to GAC report, CDC entire 6 years, 3.2 billion US is what that cannot be accounted for. 3.2 billion. Think about it, Liberians. A small country like Liberia. 3.2 billion squander. And it's not just squander. It is money this guy went outside and borrowed from World Bank, from other bank, from international community. They signed document that Liberia will have to pay those money back. It is debt accumulated on the country that generation to come will pay those money back to those institutions. When we're supposed to be improving our children's lives, building schools, building roads, constructing bridges, connecting our cities. Now we got to take those money and be paying debt for money that never benefited anybody in the country. But few people. Liberians, let us put politics aside. It be anybody in the Joseph Boakai government. You are found of corruption, let the asset recovery team, the LACC, the GAC, whatever CC it is, should be indicted just how Finda Bondoo is indicted today. Just how anybody, for that matter. This has to end. This has to end. We cannot continue to handle this country like this. People just want to come to power, and when they are given the opportunity, they sit over the national coffer and loot it for themselves, and we allow them to go free. Because just imagine, right now, when Finda Bondoo is arrested, perhaps maybe she's not in the country. But I don't know why she shouldn't be arrested even when she's outside the country. Liberia is member of Interpol. She can be arrested anywhere in the world. Is she in Europe? She's in Ghana with Georgia. She's in America. She's anywhere in France. She can be arrested and bring back to Liberia to go to court and clear her name to give her side of the story. The asset recovery team is telling us they have all the facts, they have all the evidence. They've been investigating for a very long time. They have 40 people to be indicted. 3 are already under arrest. 3 collaborators with Finda Bondoo are already under police custody. I hope Finda Bondoo is being arrested too. Or upon her return back to Liberia, or if she decides not to come to Liberia based on the indictment, there should be a warrant put out there for Interpol to get her arrested and being brought back to Liberia. We got to set example in this country when it comes to corruption. It cannot always be impunity. It cannot always be impunity. It means this country is going nowhere. We are just going in cycle of corruption if we don't set example on people in this country. The asset recovery team was able to display assets, properties, estates belonging to Finda Bondoo and her daughter, just built within the last 6 years. A kobo seller. Finda Bondoo was never a genuine business person. Finda Bondoo was just a backyard kobo seller. The one you call in Liberia, Lapa Bido. Lapa Bido is what Finda Bondoo was doing when she joined CDC and got close to Georgia. All of a sudden, CDC came to power. Finda Bondoo has become that multi-millionaire. Millions of dollars she's playing with. See the life of her daughter. That's a little girl here playing with cash. 50 cash, US dollars in 100 bills. That's Finda Bondoo's daughter. There's so many pictures of her circulating on social media. She fly in first class. She fly in charter flight. She alone sitting in the flight, flying her. In some of the videos, you see her with brand name bag, Louis Vuitton, Versace, the bag, the dress, the shoe, all matching. This is how these people were playing with the country money. Imagine Georgia himself. Imagine Samuel Tour himself. Imagine Nathaniel McGay himself. And the rest around these guys. Folks, 3.2 billion could change the whole story around for Liberia. It's a small country. 3.2 billion was squandered. No hay, no tay. And we will have to struggle to pay that money years to come. 3.2 billion accumulated on this country as a debt. Hey, Liberia.
that these national thieves, that these state looters, state vampires, we should go back and take this country and give it back to them to manage. As if to say we are all dumb-headed in this country. 5+ million people are all just stupid. And they just love one man. They don't consider their children's future. They don't value their own life for the sake of one man, all because he played football. He put Liberia on the map when it comes to soccer. So no matter how he managed this country, no matter how he damaged this country, nobody should care. We should just give this country to him to manage. When just yesterday, how these people mismanage the resources of this country. When they just got to power, 16 billion local currency was just brought in by the previous government to be put on the market to get rid of the old currency. These guys took that money for themselves. At that time, if we were to convert that money into US currency, it was around 80 to 87 million US dollars. Those guys siphoned that money. It's the money Georgia took his share and bought private jet with it and brought in the country and lied to the people and lied to Liberians that some friend in Burkina Faso gave him private jet as a gift. They went on additional 25 million. This guy in the middle, Samuel Tour, said he carried on mop up exercise. When GAC asked to show documentation, no document to show. Samuel Tour, in your own word, he took 5,000, he gave it to the other money changer. He took 10,000, gave to Fuller Man business. He took 10,000, gave to Lebanese man. Those were the only explanation Samuel Tour gave to Liberian people. Up to today's date, no documentation for that 25 million that he used to carry on mop up exercise. According to the recent GAC report that just been released from 1980 to 2025, in that report, the most damaging portion of that report was under the CDC leadership from 2018 to 2023. Millions of US dollars was squandered, was siphoned by Mr. Weir, Samuel Tour, Nathaniel Mageden. They created, this is how they were stealing from the country. They go and create businesses in family member name. And they pretend to give them a contract from the government. And then they pay out huge amount of money to them. And then they will go in and take that money back for themselves. That's why you saw those guys were so frisky around here. Nathaniel Mageden was burying dead body in gold casket, building whole tomb over a dead person in this country. That's why you saw Akara's Graden taking all his family members to Paris to get married. When district number 8 was too stink, was dirty for him to get married, he has to take his wedding to Paris. That the people now coming back to us just after 2-3 years, preaching the gospel to us. We should take this country again. They will elaborate this country. They are the new savior for the Liberian people. They can now do better. They can take Liberians out of the suffering they are in. When they were just in power yesterday for 6 good years. According to the GAC, those guys, the money they already siphoned, the one they already stole, 216 million. That's what they cannot account for under CDC. On our domestic debt, company, businesses in the country that said they did work for the government and the government paid them. Bring us documentation. GAC is telling us, bring us document. They cannot show one document. They were just about to distribute another $700 million US on themselves. Just around that time, they got voted out of power. If they were to stay in power, that was the amount they were about to eat. 700 million to domestic or in solving our domestic debt. But these businesses does not exist. Out of the 100 businesses names submitted, 88%, according to GAC, does not exist. They are not legal businesses. They are fake businesses. They have no registration. They have no ownership. They were just businesses created by these criminals and their family members. And they were stealing from this country. One of the companies that they mentioned in that GAC report was a company belonging to George Weah, Chief of Protocol, Finda Bondoo, and her daughter. The company name is called Anita Group of Company. Samuel Troy gave millions of dollars to that company. And they said the government still owed that company additional hundreds of thousands of dollars. GAC came and said, all of you that said the government owe you bring your receipt. The job you did for the government, we want to see you so we can start paying you. None of them could bring any documentation. None of them could come forward, including the Anita Group of Company owned by Finda Bondoo and her daughter. Because the company does not exist. It's a fraudulent company. It's a 419 company. It's a cartel. These guys were running a cartel government. And that's why the US government sanctioned a lot of them. They were coming close to even sanctioning George Weah. And he got voted out of power. If George Weah was to win re-election, he was going to get sanctioned by the American government. They call him, that's the last time, if any of you people could remember, the CIA invited him to Washington, D.C. They warned him to start looting the country, to start stealing from the country. He was involved in looting the country. He was involved in money laundering, 419, and drugs trade. All the drugs that were coming in the country, George Weah knew about it. The 100 million worth of drugs that came to the country, George Weah was in the know. All the security people were in the know. No amount of that kind of drugs will come in the country. A top bra in government are not in the know. The CIA had to call him to Washington, D.C. and warn him, you are the sitting president. We don't want to disgrace you by putting sanction on you. Desist. That's how he desists. He stopped. But all the people around him were involved in the drugs trade. They were involved in looting this country. That the people are able to say we are all stupid in this country to take power again and place it in their hand. That we are all just dumb-headed. We haven't seen anybody that put their country on the map for playing football. Ghana then, Nigeria, Africa, Senegal, there's so many young people there. They put their country on the map. They did even more in their country when they were playing professional football. For the sake of this one man, their country must go down in the drain. You're not serious, eh? Except some of us are not around. Like I told you people in one of my videos, except your real brain, you bring credible people on board, new faces, restructure the CDC. Then some of us, maybe we'll start thinking a little bit positively about the CDC. But now with these faces, a George Weah, a Samuel Troy, a Nathaniel McGay, Bill Traoré, Akaras Graydon, Eugene Nangbeden, these are the people we should sit and allow them to come to power in this country. Poor. It's not possible. You're wasting your time. You can build our party headquarters as tall as the wall of Jericho. You can build our party headquarters as tall as the Twin Tower that the terrorists brought down in Manhattan. CDC with these same faces that were in power in the last 6 years to come back to power. It's not possible. It's not possible. You leave your own to God. You leave your own to God. Even if we don't want Joseph Boakai 2029, we will try a brand new set of people. And not CDC. And not CDC. We are not stupid. We all cannot be stupid.
My students, y'all come. When I was telling you guys about Finda bundles stealing from the Liberian government, she and her daughter, now they are audited with other people. Them Finda bundle daughter is also going to be indicted for money laundering along with her. They stole a lot of money from the Liberian government. That is what Finda Bondoo and her daughter did. And the president, George Manewia, is aware of it. He knows very well of this issue about all the property that Finda Bondoo was getting, all the things that Finda Bondoo was receiving. They were squandering the money because all they thought to themselves they were going to come back for a second year round to Leke. The rescue mother is on the run right now. She don't want to face charges. The rescue mother has been indicted with her daughter. They stole a lot of money, and the money what the lady were using to lavish. Finda Bondoo will be catching private jet with a Prezzo in Colasco. They will be traveling in private jet going. That the money here what her daughter used to lavish. They would all the money her daughter was stealing. This one I think what her daughter was the face of the business. It was a bag business, but they were never selling any bag. They utilized the leg to say that they were doing bag business, so they can go ahead and transfer money into her account. And that is the thing that her mom, the rescue mother, decided to put her daughter in stealing business, money laundering. And now that the UP government is here, the UP government now coming after every one of the sedition, every one of them, and they will not leave one crumbs behind. Because they're gonna think Finda Bondoo are buying. The lady will go in the store, buy plenty Louis V, buy luxurious things. That girl was using money to travel. The lady will get on first class. The lady was wasting money, lavishing the Liberian resources, money that could have been put in on for road project, school, hospital. Let John money we are now he won't die sick. Look at the way the lady was living. Just utilizing, wasting funds. People could have had scholarship. People could have traveled. People could have come to America. This is the business right here. They were using this particular business. They were using it as if this was going to be the business. Her daughter now was the face of the business. They said they were going to be selling luxury bags for $160 to $200 to $300. Nobody bought these bags. It was just a cover up. How the BM people can do it. They were just using this, that when the people ask now what the money went, they will say the money went into the business. And you guys all know sometimes businesses can fail as well. But this was just of the face of the business. They were using the daughter name. She will go take few picture, photography, all the nonsense. But they were never selling any bags. They never saw anybody. They were just using that business as a cover up to do the money laundry. And the lady was going traveling, squandering the money, traveling, buying expensive things, living in Manhattan, the most expensive place in New York. The lady was just lavishing. And then she will once in a while come promote the bag, as if that the bag they coming to create. The bag, they will be promoting it, but there's no bag. Finda Bondoo, her daughter, are being indicted. My students, your camo. The rescue mother girlfriend is involved in the whole money laundry. Yes, the rescue mother girlfriend tell me she inside a cook. She the medicine woman said I can to go do all the medicine for the sedition. Yeah. So she the one pinch Finda Bondoo last night and say, Maju, they come in can arrest you. Like how Finda Bondoo was ill last night. Before they can even break, she was out of that country. She was out of Liberia already. She gone. She not in Liberia again. She ran away last night. But she left everything with her girlfriend Temo. The foreign account. UP government no check you. Temo account is a suspect. She know all about the money. She know all about the drugs that Finda Bondoo used to bring into the country. She know about it. That why all the time you see they won't be looting. Yeah, we're gonna come lick it for the second term. These people are a bunch of criminals. She part of it. Temo is involved. Her hand, her feet, or everything inside it. Finda Bondoo used to give her money. Finda Bondoo used to spoil her. What kind of car she want Finda Bondoo not buy? She traveled on the Liberian's resources while you got people in our country suffering, dying, no good hospital. The people just using the money for themselves. The people just being selfish for themselves. They're not building good hospital. They're not fixing good schools, hiring teachers. They're not doing anything. They're just lavishing the money on themselves. They're more going travel. When she want travel, she leave the country. She go travel anywhere she want go. Classics, hotel, everything. What if Finda Bondoo can do for her girlfriend here? She can spoil her. While others in our country dying every day. The drugs that Finda Bondoo is the head administrator for the drug. She bringing so many drugs into Liberia. And the president George Weah Money, he knows about this. He part of it. Yes, but I will tell you what's going on because George Weah right now and Finda Bondoo and Telmo, they're not speaking right now. That other one are part two. I will bring out other G's also. They're not speaking right now. That Finda Bondoo woman right here. Our serious girlfriend. The one that she so waste their money on. The one that she so that they won't go face the medicine. That they want yet the brave rescue girlfriend. The medicine, let it go the indictment. So I care what kind of medicine your face on the paper. The paper stay saying, now your things the paper going to forget about you. He was just telling you all you will go to jail.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 friends. So my friend you're still spending your money on it. But you see, friends, do you see this? Do you see this? Swear, me and you, we for a in left here. I can't leave. Let's see what they sell something on what they dish. That I will be on you. And y'all gonna follow my friend. If y'all follow my friend, I will look. I will tell my friend following this number because I'm gonna follow what she get right now. If you are, I know you're going out, bro. I mean you for me. What? So I'm always putting on beat. I'm begging you. You must say my friend. This is your look. We can call the $1 screen for free. You see, even if you money here today. So is one person that always coming.
Facebook, I don't have copyright to any music playing in the background.
Hey, Finda Bondoo! My people are way so. Hey, like people. Yeah. Hey, John, we are a group of people. CDC. Hey, we are sharing the CDC. We are sharing. Y'all can see you. CDC. Your rescue mother have been caught in a cookie jar. Your rescue mother Finda Bondoo here have been caught in a cookie jar. They call in the cookie jar for commercial. Man, I people, your hello. One I shall never end, my people. Nigeria men say one I shall never end. You see that lady right here? This is Finda Bondoo. Finda Bondoo is, she is this what they say, AD special AD to the president, the former president George Weah. When they were in power, this woman was powerful. And that she was ruling the country. When Finda Bondoo talk, nobody can talk. Well, all that thing we're doing, that's also stealing we're doing. That's also stealing that we're doing in the country. So stealing. They just corrupt the whole country. George Weah in a group of people. The woman, she used to sell dry meat in the market. When George Weah was still George Weah. We see Finda Bondoo at that time, you know who Finda Bondoo was. The moment George Weah took power, 2018, the people came to power. They calculated what they were going to do when they come to power. They say, like brother, elephant me, man, we're going to call out, we'll go. That their intention, that what they came to power with, George Weah and a group of people. Now, this is what the guy was doing. Every time we come here, I tell you, I said George Weah was one of the corrupt, not even one, he is the corrupt president in the history of Liberia. Now your scene is coming up. They ask asset recovery team had already recovered a lot of things from George Weah administration government officials. Today, they sent 3 people to prison today from George Weah government. Now they're looking for Finda Bonnet to arrest her, she or daughter. Because the court had mandated, indict her to be arrested for corruption, for stealing, for scamming our country. She's a scammer. So this is what the people are doing when they are in power. You know, the thing they call domestic debt. Domestic debt is something that every country, you go to other country, the China, other country, they come in the country, right? They say, okay, we'll face your role, we'll do the one, right? Or we'll go borrow money for other country to face our infrastructure, right? And then at the end of the day, we'll take this money and put it into our budget to be paid, for the poor debt to be paid back. Like how you see IMF and all the people they do some work in our country, they give us the amount of money. Then at times go by Liberia, pay back the money. That's what we call domestic debt, right? And then, so what George Weah and a group of people are doing, this is what they were doing. They will go and create a fake company, fake company that never existed on this planet, right? And they will say, okay, this company is in this person's name. And they did this. When they were in power, because they were the government at that time, then they will put that company name on our domestic debt for them to be paid to them. Now, Finda Bonnet, what Finda Bonnet did was, she went and created a company in her daughter name. They were daughter that live in the kind of lifestyle, right? And they were paying money to she and her daughter. This lady was just using our taxpayer money. Any kind of way, that George Weah used to kick football in Europe. That's how the lady was misusing our taxpayer money. The lady was Finda Bonnet daughter was going every country you think of on the planet. The Finda Bonnet daughter have or how you call it, our dupe money passport. The young girl can go in a plane. She said in where the big people can say that the people the money people can say that we call first class. The girl can go in any plane. Finda Bonnet daughter used to go to Dubai. She used to go to every other country, Qatar, any country you think on the planet. When the girl goes, she coming out of the mall. Then they say, Finda Bonnet daughter coming. Money. There's a Finda Bonnet daughter. You see the money? That's her daughter there. There's a Finda Bonnet, that her daughter here. You see the picture? There's a Finda Bonnet daughter. The guy is a study first class. This is how George Weah in a group of people destroy Liberia. We'll continue to say it. I want to play the video so you can see what I'm talking about. Hey man, there's a Finda Bonnet dollar. There's a Finda Bonnet dollar. And then few days, we've been telling you, we say that Joseph Yuma Boaka is going to face corruption. George Weah, almost 80% or 85% of George Weah cabinet's members, officials of government, they were all corrupt and BM. They're stealing the people dead to Liberia. They were George Weah. And George Weah was the architect of the corruption in the country. Former President Weah was the architect of the corruption. He was the center point. George Weah himself. They make you the power. The first time he hit a marshal, you break down all your houses. Why you think all your lieutenant will not do the same? What a leader does, a follower followed him. George Weah started it, all his followers followed him. Because he didn't say he was doing it. Look at your well-clad Weah brother, or how they say donkey or whatever his name is. Clad Weah brother. Clad Weah brother was in for our money company in the country. This guy robbed our country and went to Jamaica. He's saying that he's a ratty rich guy today. Clad Weah, they took our taxpayer money. They built Jamaica. I'm not Jamaica, but how you call it, play, how you call it, their center, or Clad Weah Foundation today. But they were there. George Weah was playing football. They didn't build Clad Weah Foundation. All the 80 million that said George Weah was rich. They didn't build Clad Weah Foundation. They didn't build Jamaica Reserve when George Weah was playing soccer. He won Ballon d'Or. He holding a Ballon d'Or every day in hand. They didn't build Clad Weah Foundation. George Weah is a wicked and wicked human being on this planet. Just we are in a group of people, they are very wicked. They destroyed our country. They destroyed Liberia. These guys they stole wealth. The key to power. They created wealth for themselves overnight. This woman is seeing here, so the money, the access recovery thing just took from the property alone they took from her. That's small property. About 4 different property. The seas right now is on investigation. The value of that property when they put it together is almost 6 million United States dollars. One person, that woman here, this Finda Bondoo that never had nothing. That woman that was selling dry meat in the market. She became rich overnight on the back of the Liberian people. Oh, George, we are coming. Look at Nathaniel McGill. That criminal that sat in the Senate, they call him Nathaniel McGill. The man, mother died. He built a horse over his mother's grave. Like a CCTV camera there. When Nathaniel McGill, you not with George, where you think you're going to build that kind of house over his mother's grave? This is how the guy stole from the country. These guys are all corrupt human beings. Liberians. But today, we got Joseph Yuma Boaka in power. The Papa wake up, oh. JMB wake up. We will prosecute them one by one. We will prosecute them. Joseph Boaka will prosecute them for corruption in our country. These guys are a bunch of hooligans. They are thugs. Finda Bondoo have power. Y'all remember the EPS soldier that died in Nima County? What a shot in the head. The woman have power to do that kind of thing. Finda Bondoo. Or Ni was involved into that case. Sidisha never knew who Finda. Sidisha they were seeking muya behind George. Why Finda Bondoo then was stealing. Sidisha didn't know. Somebody didn't know what was going on behind the scene. They were seeking muya. So George we are go for it. Go for. Well, George we are wear purpose. They wear purpose. They didn't know what was going on. The woman was stealing. They were stealing. They were stealing. Their children they were enjoying. They were suffering, but they were still seeking muya behind George we are. But hey, Joseph the Dreamer is here. Joseph Boaka is here. We will continue to fight for our country. Liberia is on the good map. We ready. JMB for life. We will fight corruption. You all like them off in abundance on the run. They will arrest.
Guys, share the video and like the video. Okay, fellow Liberians, please share the video. The video is very meaningful, right? I beg your pardon. Please help you share the video. Fellow Liberians, Access Recovery Team rally. Access Recovery Team just released of fresh information. You know Finda Bondoo, right? All know Finda Bondoo that the seditionists, Liberians, other Liberians used to call it rescue model. All know. Finda Bondoo that have plenty taxi in the street. We all know. The court really, LMP really, they are really 100%. The information now, the latest information is that this lady stole $6 million US plus 800 Liberian dollars. For God's sake, single individual, Finda, in $6 million US case plus 800 million Liberian dollars. And this Access Recovery thing is saying that they will not joke about it. They will make sure that this will pay for the money. They're going to work along with the court and Liberia National Police to ensure that we get our money back. And let me say this to our friends from the other side, our colleagues. Fight against corruption is in your own interest as a Liberian. Finda children, they are not suffering like you and I. Finda relatives, they are not suffering like you and I. The tax say and the investment that Finda get, you're not benefiting from all of it. So when LMP really to act, when the court really to act, when Access Recovery Team really to act according to the law of the country, please stay away from it. I don't know what's wrong with people in this country when the court is acting on one corrupt government, former government officials, or even current government officials. Some of you guys who should be doing your lay things around to put food on your table, you will get in the street, you'll say that witch hunt. Because you feel that you part and parcel of party S. And some of the people are the cause of our suffering. These people are the cause of our suffering. Can you imagine our countries that part of 10 poorest country in the world? Somebody had been alleged to have stole $6 million US from that country. Guys, fellow Liberians, tell me too. Do you know how much 6 million can do? Plus 800 million Liberian dollars. Do you know how much that money can do? Your rescue current government officials and even those guys that our current president suspended, they did the government really to prosecute any of them because they have been alleged to be corrupt or because they corrupt. Guys, when you see me there, say anything about me because I'm a business. I will not go there. They're not giving me shit. I can't go there because these people continue to suffer. Poor people. These people continue to suffer. Liberians as whole. So the latest information is that government will go after her and she have to bring the money back. 6 million is not baby play. 6 million US dollar plus 800 million Liberian dollar Finda Bondoo stole in the country. Finda, your rescue mother. You used to see Finda. Finda will put money in a car and go dish your money among Zogos. Finda in our district, Finda went to Tony Street and put people online. Giving people 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. It was the country money. Because of the poverty now, when somebody gave somebody 6,000 as popular official, you will hear them say the woman good, the woman get good heart. So I advising you all, the day the government rally, the day LFP will get ready to arrest and pull up and back. Don't hold placard for them. Go and sell, go and do your lay activity so you can get food for your children. Take that time to go to school. Take that time to do something meaningful. They damage the country. They spoil the country. That money will improve GFK. That money will improve Universal Library. That money will give you a job. So because of them now we attend to prayer warrior. Let me say so. Because of their corruption, when you take patient to GFK, sometimes they will tell you say no pay. Or even they charge you the money, sometimes you will say no money, GFK should be free. By the end of the night, you will say, let's pray. Because you feel that when you pray, the problem will be solved. They could take that money and pull it into private sector to create job for you and myself. They could take that money to build schools around that would not be praying in order for our children to go to school. You go to advanced countries, people who fight corruption. You go to serious money country. Citizens don't pray all these things. Citizens pray for salvation. But in Liberia, we pray for everything because the system is not working for all. Because they corrupt. And we the same poor people together and take placard for them. Because we are the one that can take placard for them. We go stand in the street and say, the government, they send us. Stay away from them. They are bad. They suffer all. They cause their country to be that. Can you imagine from 1847 up to present? Liberia is 177 years. We still telling people that no bill to the hospital. We still telling people that come and register in government school before your child go to school. Our district in Monserrato County and other areas, you can see districts that do not have a government school, no public school, because of the corruption. So when the government get ready to fight corrupt people, please allow government to do her work. Please stay away. It's not your business. Please stay away. Because of some of these things, I said every time Liberians will take sick person to the mosque, to the church to pray. Because no money to go to the hospital. Because you go to the hospital to the tell say no bill. Somebody child will be having malaria in the community. Because they do not have money. That's something that I experience. Something that I experience every day. We see people doing it. Because even they go to the hospital, they didn't get money. Sometimes you go to the hospital, they tell you say no pay. Sometimes to the hospital, they tell you say when you get a machine to diagnose the problem, the machine will need that one machine. You got to go to Ghana. You got to go to the country. Why you think that people take sick people here to go to Ghana? Why you think that people penetrate our system? Any kind of way it is because of their corruption. Your rescue mother, Finda Bondoo, need to go to jail. She have to go to jail. I mean, she need to go to jail for stealing 6 million. 6 million plus 800 million Liberian dollars, fellow Liberians. Share the video and like the video. Okay?
Yeah. God himself has to make you to be a rescue mother. Yeah. Because it comes from the heart. I mean, it's just not a lip. I didn't give myself the name rescue. Those people who God have blessed me to touch their lives have named me rescue. So you cannot just say rescue God, you gotta be a blessing to somebody, and those people will call you rescue. Don't call yourself rescue. Rescue somebody, and don't talk about it when you rescue the person, because what you do for them today, when it comes from God.
I'd rather go to hell with you if heaven's not searching for you. Too many hates I'm seeing lately got me losing my energy. Some say you're not the one for me. Me don't mind, don't care what them think. So far.
This is the first property that we have captured from the as proceeds of money laundering done by Madam Finda, Bondoo, Pamela Anita Jala, by and through the criminal syndicate, through fictitious company Anita Group of Companies and Anita Business Center. That is the first property there. But the current market value of the property will be developed through the Liberia Revenue Authority, who has the capability to do so. So this property now is a proceed of crime. So it's under our spotlight. Let's go to the second property. This property has 12 units. The property has 12.
All of you that love to croak even your own people, stop it so God can bless you.
Now, through the assets recovery, we got to understand today, first of all, before we go into our conversation, let's look at the life of the rich kid. The person in whose signature name our 6 million United States dollars went to and over 800 million Liberian dollars. The signature name of Finda Bondoo's companies, group of companies, business center, and the rest of them. Whooping amount of money. That was the life of the rich kid, and then we come back. Y'all still want them to come back?
Recap of my 23rd birthday.
So how you doing? Share this podcast. As a recovery, thank you. But I think there are still more important details that the Liberian people are supposed to know. You need to dig deeper. My question is, as a recovery, did you ask Samuel 12, how did he bankroll those accounts with over 6 million United States dollars? How did he bankroll those accounts with over 800 million Liberian dollars? Which entity did those companies work for? Did you ask the minister, the manager, the director of any institutions the request for payment under which ministry and agencies? Don't play with us. Don't play with us. Yes, thank you. You've indicted 2 to 3 persons. You've exposed Finda Bondoo. But those millions, they were paid as a result of alleged services to some government ministries and agencies. Did they, as per what you said, they rendered no services? Those bank accounts were rolled. What are you doing about Samuel Twe? He signed for those monies to be paid to those accounts. Which ministries? Because to make those payments, those ministries and agencies must be having a record of these companies to have offered them some services. So, if they raise voucher, or if they send to the Ministry of Finance any document in regards for payment to those agencies from Finda Bondoo, who are those ministers? Who are those directors? Who are those managers? The Liberian people need their money back. More people need to be indicted. As a recovery, don't play fool with the Liberian people. Don't play fool.
Cause she work like a